Chapter 10, Buying Seeds. TL, Hanguk. Seed shop. A shop is a place to sell items. Sejun, who has lived in a capitalist society, is very familiar with it. He felt excited inside. Sejun quickly checked the skill. Job skill, Seed shop LV1. When used, the skill is activated, and you can purchase items from the seed shop once every 30 days. Purchasing something. Although it's only once every 30 days, Sejun was happy just to be able to shop. Finally, on the 95th day of the ordeal, he could shop. Seed shop. Sejun used the seed shop skill. Seed shop LV1 is activated. We will check your transaction history at the seed shop. Transaction history. There is no transaction history in your seed shop. Of course, there isn't. There's no history since he never made a transaction. We will provide a new member offer for you. Congratulations on becoming a new member. You've received 1 tower coin to make purchases at the seed shop. Oh, tower coin? Tower coin is a currency used inside the tower. The exchange rate for 1 tower coin is about 1 million won, Korean currency, outside. They're just giving away such tower coins. Sejun's heart pounded. 1 tower coin will be deposited into your seed bank account. It seemed that there was also a seed bank. The seed shop is open. 3 types of seeds are randomly displayed for newcomers. Hey! It was different from a regular shop. 3 types of seeds for sale today will be displayed randomly. At your current level, you can only purchase seeds once. And the seeds that appeared. Cabbage seeds 1,000 pieces, 0.1 tower coin. Pepper seeds 1,000 pieces, 0.1 tower coin. Carrot seeds 1,000 pieces, 0.1 tower coin. In terms of market prices, 1,000 seeds would cost roughly 100,000 won. This price is a complete rip-off. However, there is no other way to get them except here. It's unfair, maybe I should leave. Sejun muttered and looked at which seeds to buy. Since he could not make a purchase for 30 days after this, Sejun's gaze was cautious. I'll pass on the cabbage. There wasn't much to do with just cabbage. The chili peppers are not that great either. He wanted something spicy. However, it seemed that the taste would not come out with just pepper. Then is it a carrot? At least carrots have a sweet taste, so they can be eaten raw or roasted. At that time. Squeak! Squee! Squee! Squeak! The rabbit's eyes focused on Sejun at the mention of the word carrot. Here? Why? Do you want carrots? Squeak! Squee! Squee! Squeak! The rabbits reacted strongly to Sejun's words. It's amusing. Their eyes were round and staring, which was cute. Ka! The rabbit's eyes grew bigger, watching Sejun's mouth. Rot! Squeak! Squee! Squee! Squeak! The rabbits got excited again. What is this? This magical word. If they had heard the carrot alarm outside, the rabbits might have died of excitement. Carrot! Carrot! Thud! After doing it a few more times, Sejun eventually got kicked by Father Rabbit and stopped. Then, to quickly calm the rabbits down, he hurriedly bought carrot seeds. You have purchased 1,000 carrot seeds. 0.1 tower coin is withdrawn from Park Sejun's account at the seed bank. 1 seed shop loyalty point has been accumulated. Seed shop loyalty points can be used to raise Park Sejun's customer level. 100 points are needed to raise to the next level. Thank you for using the seed shop. You can use seed shop LV1 again after 30 days. The tower's administrator is satisfied with your purchase. Why are you satisfied? There was a reason they gave him a decent skill. In front of Sejun, who was fuming, a small leather pouch filled with carrot seeds appeared. The pouch was very luxurious. What's this? The pouch seemed more expensive than the seeds. Although it was late in the evening, the rabbits, who always strictly adhered to bedtime, stayed up all night planting carrots. The rabbit's desire for carrots was tremendous. Sejun had to stay up all night as well. Planting carrots was his responsibility. However, planting 1,000 carrot seeds was a rewarding day as the level of his seed sowing skill increased. On the 102nd day of being trapped in the tower, the day was passing by peacefully. Buya? Bu. The baby rabbits would repeatedly go to the wide carrot field to watch the carrot sprouts eagerly, only to be disappointed that they hadn't sprouted yet after finishing their chores. Cute little ones. Sejun smiled as he watched the baby rabbits from his designated seat. Then he heard a buzzing sound from above. Here? A bee! A bee the size of a fist was hovering around the hole in the cave ceiling. The plump bee looked cute. But venomous honeybee. It was a monster. Its name also looked quite dangerous. Beak! Bee! The rabbit couple discovered the bee, hurriedly brought their babies inside the cave, and blocked the entrance. What about me? Sejun was disappointed that they closed the entrance, trying to save themselves. He knew he couldn't enter the cave, but he was upset. With nowhere to hide unlike the rabbits, Sejun tiptoed carefully and picked up a torch near the pond, trying not to provoke the bee. A moment later. Buzz! The bee, after inspecting its surroundings and finding no threat, entered the hole. It started sucking honey from the cherry tomato flowers. Phew! Thank goodness! Sejun was relieved that the bee didn't attack him. Please just eat the honey and leave. Sejun prayed desperately for the bee to just leave. Then, after sucking honey from hundreds of flowers, the venomous honeybee suddenly flew towards Sejun. Buzz! Why is it coming? Sejun backed away as he saw the approaching bee. But this place was a closed cave. Thump! Soon, his back hit the wall. Buzz! The bee approached Sejun, who had no more room to retreat. The distance between Sejun and the bee was getting closer. Now, it was almost 2 meters apart. Sejun was so tense that he couldn't breathe properly. I can't die like this. Sejun timed when to swing the torch. Just then. Wheeing. 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 The bee moved up and down 3 times in front of Sejun and quickly flew to the hole in the ceiling. Ah! Phew! Thud. As the tension was released, Sejun's legs lost strength and he slumped down. A few minutes must have passed. Peek? The husband rabbit cautiously opened the hole and looked around. And then, peek! Upon finding Sejun with his eyes closed and lying down, the husband rabbit hurriedly rushed over. At that moment, wah! Sejun opened his eyes and screamed, startling the husband rabbit. Peek! The husband rabbit screamed in surprise. He. It was a bee that abandoned me. P. At Sejun's words, the husband rabbit had a sorry expression. I know. Dude. As the head of the family, you should protect your family. Sejun stroked the husband rabbit's head. And then, thud. He lightly slapped the back of the husband rabbit's head. Peek. The husband rabbit touched the back of his head, looking confused. Didn't you just forgive me? But what you did was still wrong. Sejun was too narrow-minded to forgive easily. And so, the poisonous honeybee incident came to an end. The poisonous honeybee was very happy lately. Up until recently, eating was something the poisonous honeybee had to do reluctantly in order to survive. Poisonous honeybees usually hunt with their peers, hunting monsters with their venomous stingers and eating their flesh. While the other poisonous honeybees enjoyed eating the flesh, this meal was a real ordeal for the honeybee. It's tasteless. There was no appetite, but it ate just to avoid dying. One day, while hunting with its peers as usual, and eating the tasteless flesh of a monster, a sweet scent came wafting from somewhere. What's this smell? I want to eat it. Upon smelling it, the honeybee's appetite came to life for the first time. Wheeing. Following the scent, the poisonous honeybee arrived at a hole in the ground. There was a yellow flower beneath the hole, and a sweet scent came from it. However, there were beings guarding the place. The honeybee was sad that the place had an owner, but as it was about to leave, the owner of the cave gave way. "Thank you." Thanks to the cave owner's consideration, the poisonous honeybee had its first delicious meal. And as a sign of gratitude to the owner who provided the delicious meal, the honeybee returned home. The next day, weeing, "I'm back again." The poisonous honeybee came back to eat honey. On the 102nd day of being trapped in the tower, the family gained a new member. On the 113th day of being trapped in the tower, carrot sprouts began to appear one by one since yesterday. Squeak! Buyang! Yesterday, the rabbits were so excited about the carrot sprouts that Sejun had to work alone. Around lunchtime, buzz! The poison honeybee arrived inside the cave. Creak! Welcome! Rub rub! The poison honeybee perched on Sejun's shoulder and rubbed its body against Sejun's cheek, showing affection. It was the bee's way of clocking in. At first, Sejun was a little scared of the poison honeybee, but the more he looked at it, the cuter and more affectionate it seemed. Buzz! After clocking in with Sejun, the poison honeybee flew to the cherry tomato flowers and began to suck nectar. Having the poison honeybee frequent the cave had a benefit. Sejun no longer had to pollinate the cherry tomato flowers separately. In other words, bui bui, bui ah. The baby rabbits in charge of pollinating the cherry tomato flowers were thrilled. These days, the baby rabbits ran around the cave playing. Sejun watched them with envy. "Isn't there anyone to take over my work?" Lately, Sejun's workload had been increasing, unlike the baby rabbits. He had to personally harvest and sow seeds to increase his skill proficiency. Yesterday, he extracted seeds from 50 magical cherry tomatoes and planted them in the ground. He planted about 1,200 seeds. Although he complained, Sejun's heart was actually filled with pride. The fields were expanding, and there was more and more food. Moreover, they had one more thing to eat. Buzz! The poison honeybee, after sucking nectar from the flowers for a while, landed back on Sejun's shoulder. "Here!" As Sejun placed an empty water bottle in front of the poison honeybee. Gurgle gurgle. It spat out a small amount of honey. The poison honeybee started spitting out honey 2 days ago. It spat a thick liquid on Sejun's roasted green onion that he was eating, and at the time, Sejun was shocked, thinking it was poison. However, sniff sniff. Seeing the rabbit sniffing the liquid that had fallen from Sejun's green onion, Sejun became curious and sniffed it himself. And he tasted it. The rich flavor of honey and the sweetness that filled his mouth. Sejun realized that it was honey. That day, a new dish was born, honey green onions. The tower administrator who had been watching immediately ordered the honey green onions as an offering, but the quest was naturally put on hold. However, this time it was not intentional. There really was no honey. Even if the poison honeybee sucked nectar all day, it could only eat and spit out about 10 milliliters of honey. There were too few flowers. That's why he hurriedly planted 1,200 cherry tomatoes yesterday. To get honey. He. In just a few months, I'll be eating honey like Winnie the Pooh. While Sejun imagined the future flower garden. Buzz! The poison honeybee, having spat out the honey, went back to suck more nectar. A hard-working creature. Very impressive. On the 113th day of being trapped in the tower, a day filled with sweet honey. TL notes. Changes. Tower manager, tower administrator.